I discovered my bio dad's name by accident after my mom hid it from me.
Why is she hiding it?
This happened years ago now. When I was 13 years old, I am now 29 female.
Oh.
But it's still an amusing story, for lack of a better word. When I was growing up, I was raised by a guy we'll call Jack. Alongside my mother, he had a daughter 4 years older than me from a previous marriage. Jack gets around. I have vague memories from when he and my mom got married, as I was 2 at the time. He was initially an incredible father. They always told me he was my bio father, but there were some inconsistencies. By the way, this comes from deleted on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to that same subreddit.
Yeah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments.
Boom.
And Opie says, Jack and my mother ended up having 2 actual children together. My younger sister, who is 4 years younger than me, and my brother, who is 6 years younger than me.
Wow.
I was the redheaded stepchild in both the literal and figurative sense. What's the figurative sense?
I was thinking fictional sense, like Cinderella.
Yeah, she's not redhead though. She's...
Well, in her world, she is.
Yeah, she's the figurative redhead. What is the figurative
Fictional.
redhead?
Or wait, is figurative and fictional the same thing?
Figurative is more of like she's not actually redhead, but it means something else. But I'm trying to figure out what a figurative redhead means.
Why not just say black sheep?
Yeah.
Why
What's going on?
Why red?
Are you saying you don't have a soul? Is that what they figures?
Are you saying you're a type of spice? You're ginger?
I naturally have red. Oh, okay. No, you said that. Okay. I naturally have red and strawberry blonde hair, depending on who you ask and the lighting, along with green eyes, freckles, and fairly pale skin. Jack, my mother, my older sister, and both younger siblings have naturally dark brown and black hair and brown eyes, except my mom, who has blue eyes. And they are tan enough that my siblings and Jack are often mistaken as either Native American or Hispanic. They all have the same last name, whereas mine, I was always told, was my mom's maiden name, hyphenated with Jack's last name. The other kids were just Jack's last name. It made sense for my older half-sister in my head, but not for the younger 2 siblings.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, my older sister and I were having a sisterly fight, and she blurted out that I was adopted and didn't belong to the family.
That's a classic move.
Classic move. Usually it's a lie.
Yeah.
Seems like maybe not. Sorry. Proceeding to point out all of my differences and my lack of resemblance to Jack. She won that fight. Opie's like, she was right. It made me think. I ended up breaking down sobbing and asking my mom if I was adopted, to which she promptly assured me that she was 100% positive she had carried me for 9 months and given birth to me without a doubt in her mind. Okay, so she skirted around that. Didn't really tell you who your dad is. She said, I gave birth to you. That's all you need to know.
When it comes to birthing, there's 2 people involved.
And she's like, no, I gave birth to you. It's just me. No one else matters. That's it.
So this is Jurassic Park 2.
I got some mosquito. Your father is mosquito.
Wait, the premise of that is there were only female dinosaurs on the island?
Yeah.
And they still made an egg. It means nature will always find a way.
Or your dad's mosquito. She also took this as an opportunity to explain to me what recessive genes were and how they work. She used a story about one of her coworkers who had recently given birth to a set of twins, and this is a true story as they even did a DNA test to confirm. The mother was Caucasian and the dad was half black and half Caucasian, and they had fraternal twins where one came out black and mixed and the other was very pale white. They were both his kids. She's just making up whatever she can so that you don't find out that Jack is not your dad. She's like, no, let's not focus on you right now. Let's talk about the twins.
Let's talk about this wild thing I read online.
Yeah, she's like, have you ever heard of recessive genes? It's not what you have, but it could have.
I have a question about those twins.
Yeah.
Because if they're both black,
what?
We're both thinking the same thing.
No, we aren't.
I was wondering if the white one could still say it.
Oh.
Or can he not?
I don't know.
Wow, that is a question for a lunch table.
Well, usually it's like mixed kids only say it around people who like they feel are like, I feel like a lot of mixed people that I know are like, I don't really typically say it because people see me as white. So that's actually a whole other conversation.
Wow.
But that's not
lunch.
right
This
now.
is a great like plane ride question.
I found a bit of peace in that and thought I was simply a product of genetic chance. The other huge thing that was particularly odd growing up was the fact that my younger siblings and I would often enjoy going through our baby books and talking about the different things my mom had written about us in them. My siblings were allowed to hold their own baby books and flip through the pages freely on their own. When it came to my baby book, however, I was never allowed to hold or flip through the pages myself.
What?
My mother would just show me certain pages and then would lock all the books in a filing cabinet in our closet. Girl, if you had something to hide in those books, maybe just take that stuff out.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to keep it in there.
If we're gonna play this game, just make a custom baby book for OP.
I gotta keep the memes. Yikes. This really bothered me. When I would ask her why I wasn't allowed to go through it, she would say that she didn't want it getting ruined or things to get lost. Literally, girl, just take them out.
What?
Which bothered me even more because if that were the case, why would my much younger siblings freely go through theirs?
She trusts them more than you.
Yeah, she's like, they're just, I don't know, they're more careful. Something about you.
They have more careful genes.
One day when I was 13, I went into my mom's closet to find a jacket and noticed that the filing cabinet had been left unlocked because the drawer was sticking out enough for me to bump into it by accident.
Oh, accident.
Yeah, Opie's like, oh no, it's open. What have I done? What?
My genealogy.
So I did what any sensible person would do and snatched my baby book, sat down on the side of the filing cabinet so I would be blocked by anyone who walked past the closet, and began to read through it. The first page had my full name, which is simply my first, middle, and mother's maiden name. The second page had my maternal family tree on one side and my paternal family tree on the other side. I read my mom's side, and it was exactly as expected. Then I read my dad's side. It said father, Allen, last name. I reread that page probably 100 times. I had no clue who Allen was.
And why do they spell it that way?
That's how you spell Allen.
L-A-L-A-N? No, A-L-L-E-N.
I've never heard it spelled that way.
What?
Yeah, my grandfather's name was Allen.
That's just too simple. It should be...
Make it longer.
Yeah, just add another L.
Finally, I stood up and carried my open baby book to the living room where my mom was sitting on the couch. When I tell you that woman turned as white as a ghost, I mean it. She didn't say a single word. So after a minute of staring at one another, I finally stammered out, who the heck is Allen?
And OP's 13.
Yeah.
Oh.
She broke down. We waited to talk until my siblings had gone to bed and Jack had gone to work that evening. Then my mom sat me down and told me all about my biological father, explaining that he was her ex she had dated briefly when her and Jack split up when they were younger. He was in the army and had a substance problem, and she was unsure of his whereabouts. She explained that he had been given two options: get clean off substances and step up as a father, or walk away before I was born, stay gone, and she would never come after him for child support, but that he and his family would never have contact with me. He chose option B.
No.
Dang.
How many stories? We've read so many stories like this.
Yeah. But I'm just imagine wanting to take this secret to the grave. It seems that this mother wanted, never wanted this to come out, but also leaving it in the most obvious place possible. So obvious you've been put it. It's like if you hid some sort of treasure map that you wanted to keep hidden forever, but you put it into like
an attic.
Well, no, it's like if you put it into the newspaper, but you're like, don't go to page 6. Don't read page. No, like they're trying to open it up. They're like, no.
And the reverse psychology is making them turn there.
Yeah. She didn't know where he was or even if he was alive at all for that matter. At the time, Jack knew that she was pregnant with Alan's kid and that Alan wanted nothing to do with me. And so he decided they would get back together and be a family, raising me as his own. They didn't think they would have children together. He did in fact raise me as his own until my younger siblings were born, but that's a whole different story.
The unconditional love ran out.
He's like, I don't know, now I have actual kids of my own, so you're just here.
People look more like me, so I'm going to take more care of them.
Yeah, he was like, you were just kind of like the interim.
Substitute teacher.
Yeah, until I got a full time. The craziest part is when I went to school the next day, I began telling my best friend Allison, who I had met in 5th grade on the bus after she moved there from a different state, about the entire situation that had happened the night before.
Allison.
Her dad is Alan. What do you bet?
$25 on it.
Alan is her father. She was mind blown by the whole thing. When I told her my biological father's name, she looked confused and asked me to repeat it.
Shut up.
I thought maybe she was just blown away when I dropped the bombshell that it was some guy named Alan and not Jack.
Oh, dude, I should have put more money on this.
Later that day after school, I got a call on the landline. It was Allison, and she started talking fast and excitedly saying to get as far away from people as I could, like out to the field far away, since I had a cordless phone and lived on a farm.
Thank you. I also had that too.
So I did and said, okay, what? Allison said, your dad is basically my uncle.
Oh.
What if it's just some guy named Alan? There's more people named Alan.
Off of this bet, do I get anything for being close?
Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was thinking.
At first I was like, what? Jack is your uncle? And she said, no, dummy, your biological dad, Alan. And before I could even process what was happening, she said, he's standing right here and he wants to talk to you. Whoa! Allison, give a girl a minute. That's crazy. To be like, oh my God, Alan, your name is Alan. And my friend just found out that her dad's name is Alan. You should talk to her.
I hope they're related.
Yeah, this would be really embarrassing if he was like, well, I thought you were my kid, so I thought I would talk to a random 13-year-old on the phone.
I just so happened to be named Alan.
Yeah.
And also went through the same thing. Nah, this is him. They had a whole backstory.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, this is a little bit weird for Allison to do, but if I was that age and I found out that my best friend was
Dad.
basically my sister or cousin,
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, this is the best news in the entire world.
First cousins, basically sisters.
By the way, you could be our sister if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio and search up Storytime. There's a little bit left to this story, though. Do you think Alan is really her dad? Do you think this will go well? And do you think he has changed his mind?
How much? Do we have like a little bit or just
We've only got a little
bit
bit left.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It has to be Alan.
Yeah.
They're 13. They can comprehend a story, and if stories match up, I think it's the guy. I don't blame the girls for wanting to get together. Alan knows the boundaries, though, so he shouldn't be talking right now.
He shouldn't. You chose option B, Alan. You should go through the proper channels, bud.
Stay a man to your word. I think the only fun card on the table is having Allison be your close relative.
That would be cool.
Step cousin.
But there's a little bit left.
Oh, no, step cousin.
No, they're 13.
Do you think they're actually...
Well, now they're 29.
Well, yeah, but do you think this is a good situation?
I think that Alan should have gone through not
the proper channels.
the 13-year-olds. I think that's a little weird. To sum up my relationship with my dad from that moment all the way up to now, he is a pathological liar who is only recently off substances and is now raising his 3 stepchildren.
Oh!
What? This is his 6th marriage to a woman with children my age or younger, just since I've known him.
What?
We talk every now and again, but it took me a very long time to figure out who he really was as a person and to distance myself from him. Allison is still my best friend. Wow!
Okay.
She also didn't know at the time what kind of person Alan really was, as we were young, naive, and didn't know any better.
That's all right.
As for Jack, he and my mom divorced when I was 14, a year after this incident, after she found out that basically since my brother was born, Jack had become mean toward me, after I finally found the courage to tell her. I've had essentially no contact with Jack since, aside from a few dozen times he's tried to reach out and tell me I'm still his daughter. Well, you didn't treat me like that, bud. Most recently, earlier this year. It was a blessing and a curse to find out about Alan. If I hadn't, I probably never would have told my mom about Jack. However, my relationship with Alan has been a roller coaster to say the least.
Yeah, he's a pathological liar.
Yeah.
By the time you figure out he's lying, it goes downhill.
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what. No, I never left you. If you have made it this far, thanks for reading my story. I truly tried to keep it short and focused, compared to what it could be at least. So hopefully it's fairly easy to follow. I followed it. Did you follow it?
I got every single bit of that. A little confused with the Jack part, just a touch, but you figured it out, and I understand it well.
Well, that's tough. It seems like it didn't really work out that well.
I just hate OP has 2 daddy issues instead of 1.
Truly, that's no fun. I am wondering how like your relationship with your other half siblings is.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Could they sense the favoritism and they also treat you as Cinderella?
Let us know. But that's the end of that story, and we've got another one coming right up.
My wife refused to cook for my daughter and made food she hated on purpose?
All she wants is the chicken tendies.
So I, 39 male, have a 16-year-old daughter, female, from a previous marriage. For context, I met my now wife, 37, when my daughter was 10, and she had a son, 7 male, when we met. Our relationship was great, and our connection was really present throughout. Little blended family.
Yeah, we love it.
5 months into our relationship, I introduced her to my ex, 35 female, and my daughter. My ex and my wife were cordial, and my daughter warmed up to her quickly. From what I know, they had a good relationship.
Yeah, that's what you thought. What about the behind the scenes?
My daughter grew up sort of a picky eater. For example, she won't eat things like oatmeal, tomatoes, garlic, mushrooms, barbecue, anything salty or sour, and so on, so on. She loves spicy food, sweets, and all that. And you could not trick her into eating anything she did not like. By the way, this comes from Life Rant 15, and if you want to spin your own stories, you know where to go. We got a picky eater on our hands. When she was 13, I put 1 garlic clove in the melted butter I was using to make her grilled cheese. I don't know how, but she could taste it.
This is so disappointing. I would be so sad.
Also, a garlic clove is a lot.
Well, presumably you chopped it up.
Still, that's a lot of garlic.
That's fair.
And I knew for a fact the taste wasn't that strong.
Yeah, she'd be a chef if she didn't hate all the foods that she could recognize.
Taste buds change every 7 years.
True, so maybe like she'll learn to love all this.
I didn't like beans. I'm a big bean guy now.
He's a big bean boy now.
She ignored me a whole week and didn't eat anything I cooked for her.
Oh my.
I never tried anything like that again. That is a stubborn 13-year-old.
Yeah.
I work a 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. shift. Why does every parent in these stories work so many long hours?
They gotta make money.
But yesterday I got off around 9 because my group wanted to hurry and finish their part of a project. When I got home, my wife had already prepared dinner and left my plate in the oven. I heated my food and stood at the island and chatted with my wife, who was with her son in the living room. As I was eating, I realized that my wife had cooked garlic stir-fried rice, barbecue chicken, and a vegetable salad consisting of corn, tomatoes, mushroom, and spinach.
So that's kind of the whole list.
Everything she cooked were all foods my daughter disliked. I stopped chatting with my wife and just observed my plate for a good 5 minutes.
Something's wrong here. It's like a Where's Waldo book. He's like, I just can't put my finger on it.
My wife asked what was wrong and if I disliked the food. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, you said 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
I was like,
Like a long 5 minutes or eternity. Stop looking at your food. I asked what my daughter had eaten. She was quiet for a few moments before finally saying that my daughter had not eaten since lunch.
that's crazy. Come on. We gotta feed her. She's a child.
Needless to say, I was upset. I asked her why she didn't switch up the meal to accommodate my daughter's plate. She got really defensive and started saying my daughter was being dramatic and that it was just food, so she could still eat if she was hungry. We argued and I reminded her that it wasn't that simple for a picky eater like my daughter. After a while of going back and forth, I decided to end the conversation by ignoring my wife, as I felt that my daughter's needs were being disregarded.
I don't love that response from you.
I took my daughter out to eat and also brought her some sweets, and we bonded and talked a lot. I don't like that.
I have some thoughts.
I discovered my wife has been purposely cooking food that my daughter doesn't like. My daughter has never been one to complain, so she has been using money from her paycheck, and she wasn't going to eat this particular night because she had no intention of pulling money out of her savings, which is honestly crazy because no kid should have to worry about how much food they can eat when they're hungry. We got home around midnight, and my wife was upset that I took my daughter out instead of convincing her to eat her cooking. My wife and I are going to have a long chat when I'm off work. Moms, we need your comments right now. 16-year-old girl, blended family. Sophia, your thoughts.
I got multiple thoughts.
Tell me number one.
The first thought is that this is probably a girl who either has, food sensitivity or some sort of neurodivergency, and there are like safe foods. And these are the unsafe foods that she just, for some reason or another, cannot, eat.
That's the first thing I want to know out of this story.
Yeah, like, is there any neurodivergency going on here? Is this something that, we can work with and like understand more and help her so that she's still eating healthy and getting everything she needs. So that's my first thought.
Second thought.
My second thought is I don't think that just taking her out to eat or making the mom make a whole different meal or not even making, or just like catering the meal to one person is necessarily the fairest option. Like not eating, I don't know.
Yeah, because she's a mom.
Yeah.
It seemed like everything they were eating was healthy.
Yeah.
The daughter doesn't like these things, but to have a nice diet, you need those ingredients.
I would probably start teaching my daughter how to cook. And then I would say like, hey, like if you want to, you don't want to eat these meals, I'll teach you. And maybe like even work with the mom and say, hey, like, can we teach her how to cook? Because I know it's putting stress on you. I know I come home late and I'm expecting you to cook all these different meals and stuff. Let's teach her.
And you're probably working, taking care of the kids. You got a lot on your plate. We can't accommodate everyone.
Yeah. Maybe that's the solution.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, she needs to eat. And whatever it is she's eating, if it's not going to be stuffed with garlic, then that's okay. But she needs to eat something.
At 14, my mom taught me how to cook a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, there we go.
And a peanut butter sandwich.
Perfect.
Also around 14, 13, she went more into a healthier, we're going to eat healthier.
Yeah.
Didn't like a lot of the foods.
Sure.
So sometimes my meals was just a peanut butter sandwich, or I'd get hungry enough where I'd eat that. My brother lived off of peanut butter sandwiches for a while.
Yeah.
That's how my mom did it. I'm the parent. This kid is not neurodivergent or has any sensitivities like that. In this case, they're not. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to stress out my wife. Also, I don't appreciate how nobody's on a united front here, you and the wife.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, can we work this out? I'm going to ignore you.
Yeah, and
don't love that.
Whenever I say when you're a family, you have to prioritize your wife first, this is where you prioritize, where you're like, hey, notice this.
I see what you're saying. I've actually thought about that, and I understand what you were saying more.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, this isn't happening. What do we do?
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm going to go behind your back and give her sweets and...
Yeah.
No.
We can talk with your daughter and have that conversation without necessarily undermining your...
So, we're at the update. OP got a lot of comments.
Oh, boy.
I got home about an hour ago and was reading the comments for about 15 minutes. I'll be answering questions at the end of this post. Why not at the beginning?
Yeah.
Give us the context we are asking for.
Right now.
The talk with my wife went okay-ish. I asked her what's going on. My wife was hesitant as she didn't want to have this talk at all. But finally, she said she hates cooking for my daughter. She said that it was too much to go out of her way to constantly accommodate her, and how annoying it was to always make sure the food is cooked to a certain texture and seasoned to a certain kind of way for my daughter's liking.
That's so honestly reasonable. If I wasn't allowed to use any garlic or like all of the list of things in the food that I ate too, that'd be pretty hard.
Dude, garlic powder goes on everything.
Everything. I love garlic so much.
Salt, pepper, garlic pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. It's either chili or paprika. I still want your potatoes. I haven't had your sweet potatoes in so long.
My sweet potatoes? I can make sweet potatoes.
Dude, I would.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to make them like you do. I don't know how you do it. She then revealed that she stopped cooking food the way my daughter liked because our son didn't like it. No!
Which is another whole freaking can of worms, because now she's trying to cater to two different kids. And which kid do we prioritize, your daughter or her son?
And the food that we're cooking, which one's healthier too? She then proceeded to say that my daughter just needs to grow up, as it was only food and wouldn't unalive her. And her being picky was just too draining.
I mean, like, I understand where both people are coming from in this situation, but I think that before, at least, hopefully now, you weren't really listening to your wife. You were listening to your daughter, which is good, but we got to hear where the wife is coming from.
Yeah, I could see like the daughter does need growing up, but she can go grow up on her own time and still give her the needs to cook on her own.
Teach her how to cook.
I asked why she didn't have a sit down with our kids to make some sort of compromise, and she said her son's needs came before my daughter's.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's not good.
Makes sense, but you don't say that when you're married.
You don't say that part out loud. Uh-oh.
She also revealed that she had straight up stopped buying more than half of my daughter's personalized grocery list because it was a waste of money, and that her son wanted snacks that he wanted.
Dang, I was really hoping that this would come out in some sort of compromise, healthy conversation. No,
Stacy, we can't get that pound of rice.
My son wants meat sticks.
Brentley wants meat sticks. Brentley wants Lay's potato chips.
That's all we're getting. We're getting the extra garlic he wants.
I was dumbfounded and asked her if she was going to let my daughter go hungry. She responded by saying all my daughter had to do was eat the food she cooked. I asked her what was so draining about putting 1 or 2 pieces of plain chicken aside. She said that I wouldn't get it because I didn't cook for my daughter like she does, which was true, as I am at work from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and I only cook dinner on the weekends, holidays, and holiday breaks. She apologized to me, but suggested that I should convince my daughter daughter to eat the food she doesn't like because it would make everyone's life easier. I then asked her if she would think the same thing if it were our son.
You've cornered her.
She didn't respond, which was enough of an answer. I don't know what to do now. If she's willing to let my daughter go hungry, how else would she be willing to neglect my daughter? What should I do now? The Q&A part. Yay. We have more questions than answers right now.
Oh boy.
Q&A. My daughter is no way overweight and she doesn't only eat junk food. For vegetables, she eats carrots, lettuce, corn, asparagus, and cucumbers.
Okay, we got some veggies in there.
For fruit, she eats watermelon, dragon fruit, apples, and mangoes.
Oh, dragon food. Adventurous.
My daughter can in fact cook. The only reason she did not is because her fall break is coming up and my wife didn't buy her entire grocery list, so she's saving it.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So it really is the mom's fault.
We should have had this context at the beginning.
Yeah.
She has all the tools to cook for herself.
Yeah, she just didn't have the groceries.
Your wife suspended resources from her?
Yeah, that's crazy for her to be like, well, it's too hard. And then she's like, I also made it impossible for her to do it herself.
With groceries being delivered to your house, I would immediately set up, here's this, here's an account, here's your money, boom.
Perfect.
My daughter told her bio mom, and she is upset and is suggesting that my daughter go live with her. My daughter chooses who she spends the year with herself. And if she wants to go, I won't stop her. I don't want my daughter in a house where she's being neglected. Also, I do not in any way force my wife to cook for my daughter. In fact, she insists on cooking for her. And if she came to me and said she didn't want to cook for my daughter, I would understand and wake up early to fix her food for the next day or switch my schedule around. My wife goes on one grocery run for the entire month.
The entire month?
So if she isn't getting everything on my daughter's grocery list, of course my daughter's meals will be limited.
Go on one that's impressive. How do you get everything?
I go it's coming to the point where I go every 10 days.
I go twice a month. And that's just for one person.
Every month? I've seen people meal prep for a month.
I'm really not on wife's side now. And also, OP, if you had given us all of this context, everyone would have been on your side from the start.
These are the questions we're asking.
This is your fault.
I talked with my daughter, and she isn't mad at my wife at all, and is even pushing for me to forgive her. It's frustrating because my 16-year-old daughter is trying to fix our marriage, while my wife basically said she could care less about my daughter. I gotta wait to say this, but dude, we're talking about your wife. We're talking about practice here.
I was exactly what I thought. I was about to say we're talking about practice. Jamie, we're talking about practice.
My daughter is also willing to go grocery shopping with my wife and pay for her own food, so there isn't any more conflict. Some people were saying she might have ARFID disorder.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely looking into it. Any advice on what course of action I should take with my wife? AFRID.
Yeah, it's basically what we were saying of food sensitive. I don't know exactly what it stands for, but like it's like food rejection or something, you know.
Commenters put this at the top. On one hand, I love her, and on the other hand, I cannot fathom the idea of being with someone who is willing to neglect my daughter. Update 2.
Super fair.
I don't know where you live. I don't know if you can get services delivered to you. That seems like the easiest thing.
Yeah, it's just a little crazy to me that you have to go through all of these steps when there's so many easy answers that you and your daughter are both willing to do to make it easier on your wife. And your wife's like, no, she's not my daughter.
What?
Weird.
I am a big proponent in a marriage. Whenever you wed someone and they come with extra people, those are your people.
Those are your people now. Those extra people, part of your squad.
I understand where you may have favorites because you actually born another person, but you have to put that to the side. You can't pick favorites anymore because those are your children. You have decided to go on this journey together as a family.
If you do have some favoritism going on, it shouldn't get to the level where you're not feeding one of the kids.
No, even worse. It shouldn't get to the level where you're buying one of them potato chips and not feeding the other one.
Like, come on. Keep your favoritism under wraps.
It's like if I won $1 million, I wouldn't tell what there'd be signs. Mm-hmm. If I had favorites, I wouldn't tell.
I don't feed one of them.
Which one's my favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, probably the one that's pushing 300 pounds. Golly, update 2. And also, I don't know what your financial situation is, but it shouldn't be at the point 2
Yeah.
where you can't buy food. What?
Come on.
I'm going to clarify some things and answer the most asked questions. Everyone's asking, when are you getting a divorce lawyer?
When is this ending?
Do I intend to stay with my wife? No.
Oh.
I've already decided on divorce.
Oh. Wow, that was quick. This guy's efficient.
Can we not pump the brakes here?
Nah, we're done. She's gone.
Why do I refer to my wife's son as our son and my daughter as my daughter? My daughter doesn't call my wife mom. She calls her by name, which makes sense since her mom is still very involved in her life. Naturally, I refer to my daughter as my daughter. As for my ex's son, I've known him since he was 7, and he didn't have a father figure in his life. He calls me dad, and I treat him like my own.
Nice.
I thought it would be easier to understand throughout the story. It is. It's just sad that you refer to him as our, and just the divide, man.
Yeah, it seems like this was a thing that was going on from the beginning, which is tough.
Why won't my daughter just cook her own food? Well, if you all read through the story, you would see where I said that my wife admitted to not buying most of my daughter's grocery list. This, of course, limits the food my daughter can cook and eat for herself. Also, she only orders food once a month. My wife believes that this is a waste of money and should be used on snacks. Her son prefers an extra food.
It's crazy to say the daughter's main source of food is a waste, and we should spend it on snacks and extra items that we don't need.
This is a weird parallel, and we're halfway through, but I have been thinking this the whole story. The wife's cooking is like a radio station. All kind of different songs and, develop your music taste. While the daughter is on one streaming service, and she's just listening to Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish on repeat.
Yeah.
That's her food.
There we go.
How bad is my daughter's relationship with her bio mom? My daughter and her bio mom relationship is very good, and she's never been neglectful towards her from what I know. She lived with her bio mom from ages 12 to 15. I think she's keen on staying with me to try a different arrangement and to get a break from her bio mom, as I know she can be a little crazy, and I mean that in a good way. Maybe high strung. Why doesn't my daughter eat the food my wife makes instead of throwing a fit? It's not as simple as just eating the food. She gets physically ill. Seriously, we try every now and then to expand her palate with no luck. She literally will gag and vomit the food.
It's a pretty good sign that maybe we need to make her something else.
I mean, my little brother does this, but he just does it because he's a turd. It's like, Sawyer, stop. Just eat it. You need it. That wasn't even chicken. That was breading. Am I going to let her pay for her own groceries? Absolutely not. A child shouldn't have to worry about making sure they can eat, no matter what age they are. That is the parent's job. How is my wife only going grocery shopping once a month? That's what we're asking.
Yeah.
On the first of every month, my wife goes grocery shopping with our budget being $1,000 to $1,500.
Why not just go twice a month?
Dude.
That's a huge budget too.
How much money do you spend whenever you go grocery shopping?
Like, per month, probably about 100.
Per month?
To like 100 to 150 per month.
You just feed yourself for a whole month?
Yeah.
How? Like, actually, how?
I don't know.
In LA?
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
It's true.
I don't believe it.
All right.
You know how much I spend per month?
$400.
Like, pushing 500, 550.
You just all that meat you're buying. It's expensive.
Yeah, I also need it. You know how many chickpeas I'd have to eat? I'd have to eat $10 of chickpeas every day.
And that's cheaper.
A pack of meat per day is like $10.
Per day?
Not per day. I get like a pack of meat. So I get like, for example, the coconut chicken curry that I made. I cook for 6. That whole thing, the meat costs like $12, and I've been eating over the course of like 4 days.
Well, that's your own prerogative.
My work schedule is 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., and I'm off on weekends and holidays. Why am I letting my daughter leave instead of my wife? My daughter has a choice to stay with me or her mother, and she's choosing to stay with me. My wife will be the one leaving once the divorce is finalized. Have I told my wife or the kid that I've decided on divorce? No.
We're the first to know? Insane. He's like, yeah, I haven't told my wife I'm divorcing her, but it's happening. Watch out.
You'll find it in the
comments.
No, not tonight. I will be having a sit down with both my kids separately and one with everyone together. I do teach my daughter how to manage her money. My daughter is a junior, so she is usually busy with a lot, and she also plays soccer, volleyball, and is on the student council at her school. She shouldn't have to worry about having a meal to eat when she gets home. My daughter isn't upset with my wife and is still insisting that I give my wife another chance, which is heartbreaking because my wife openly admitted to putting her own son's need before my daughter's. I'm not mad at that. Protect yours, right? But still, I don't play favorites with her son and my daughter. And if our roles were reversed, I'd bend over backwards to accommodate him. I mean, I'd give it another shot. I don't know if we should divorce real quick. I get where she's coming from, and that might not be something you can change.
Yeah.
Dude, we're a unit here.
I do feel like he's had a couple conversations that have revealed, her feeling towards the daughter. However, I also would understand maybe saying, hey, let's separate. I'm going to have my daughter in a separate household so that I can keep her safe, because I feel like this is not a great environment for her. Or, if the daughter wants to go and move to her mom's, and then they continue to try and go to therapy and see if they could work it out. Maybe that would be the solution.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think he's trying to prioritize his daughter's safety. And I feel like trying to work it out while she's still in the household with her would cause tension.
I see.
That's my thought on that.
People are also confused about how I didn't notice before. My wife always told me that she made a separate meal for my daughter, which I believed. I mean, I had no reason not to. And my daughter is a huge people pleaser. So of course, she didn't say anything, probably because she was scared to drive a wedge between me and my wife. And for the narrow-minded people saying that my daughter is being dramatic, think of it as you being forced to eat something you are extremely allergic to. You wouldn't want to, and you shouldn't be forced to. I'm going to put my daughter in therapy because I know she won't just come out and say what other issues she and my wife are having. My daughter isn't literally going hungry since she has a job, but still, she shouldn't be spending money on takeout every night.
True.
I feel extremely guilty as a parent for not seeing my daughter was being neglected sooner, and I hope my relationship with her can be fixed. I'm also going to be looking into all the conditions you all are saying that my daughter might have. Feel free to ask anything in the comments if you're still confused. Update 3.
Oh boy.
I feel pretty clear here.
I do too. I feel like my thoughts have not changed. I think this is the right decision for everyone.
I love the way you're stepping up here.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You see an issue, you're taking accountability as a father, and you're making it happen.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, if divorce is is what you wanted to go for, I support you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm supporting you. I like the way you're going about this.
Go for it, dude.
I want to move like this, father. Update 3. First, I want to address the comments saying I'm divorcing my wife because of a dietary issue. Those people need to wake up. Sophia, is it more than just a dietary issue?
Yup.
Sophia, is it much deeper than just a dietary issue?
Yup.
It is a subconscious decision your wife is making to neglect your daughter every day.
And sometimes a very conscious decision where she's like, but my son has to have chips.
Yeah, it's become so conscious that it's now a subconscious thing that she doesn't even need to think about it anymore.
And also, if you have a $1,500 grocery budget every month, is she buying $1,000 of chips?
Let's do the math here, all right?
Yeah, for a family of 4.
I'm doing 15.
Yeah.
Okay, even if we did $1,200, that's $300 a month per person.
That's more than enough.
I do $550. I think Angie and I could live together and be fine because of how much food I make.
Yeah.
We could live off of my salary and be fine.
Absolutely.
That's what we were saying.
No, I was just gonna say, like, we have a 7-year-old boy, 16-year-old girl, like the wife, and
that's
then
one person.
Adult man.
The 7-year-old and the 14-year-old, that's a one person.
That's one person.
Yeah.
In terms of cost.
So you're cooking for 3.
Yeah.
The issue runs far deeper. My wife purposely neglected to buy my daughter's groceries list after insisting every time to do the groceries and food organization on her own. She purposefully neglected my daughter and disrespected her. There is literally no telling what else she is willing to do to my daughter. Therefore, I was like, is there a way to go to therapy and fix it? But
fair.
Therefore, I am no longer trusting her. I'm honestly disappointed in my wife. Just to clarify, my daughter is not spoiled. I don't think she is anymore.
Yeah, she knows how to cook. She's spending her own money. It seems like she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, she just has a diagnosis we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
She works for half of the things she owns. She pays for her own school books and her own phone bill.
Why?
And that's her choice.
Okay, all right.
That's
Sorry.
why.
Spoke too soon?
Wow, look at her. Misogynist. She doesn't think women should pay for their own
I
things.
just don't think children should pay for their own things.
She's a woman child. Look, she's also
a woman.
ageist. How dare you?
You're right. I'm sorry. Get that 7-year-old paying for his own chips.
If he wants, he's got to work for him. That's what I had to do.
Get in the mines.
She also is a straight A and B student. She is literally one of the biggest people pleasers you'll probably ever meet. This feels like me. I relate to her so much. She is also a very calm-natured person and doesn't hash out her problems by fighting and yelling. She's very mature. That's what happens when you're the oldest in kind of a broken household. Ooh. As stated in my second update, I had a talk with my son, my daughter, and my wife. I talked with my daughter first and told her I was divorcing my wife. She was shocked and kept persisting that I give her another chance and that she isn't in any way upset. I believe that's just the people pleaser in her.
I think it's a people pleaser. She's like, please, no, I love her. I love her so much.
I told her I understand, but I was upset for her and assured her that this wasn't her fault and that I just wanted what was best for her. She got very defensive and said, you need to be worried about your own happiness. I'm leaving for the military or college in a few years. You're going to be an old man with no one to be there for you.
Damn! Doesn't it be like
16?
40?
39, yeah.
Yeah, jeez. You're going to be an old man in 2 years. You're going to be 42. Who's going to look after you? I'll be in the military. What? You're going to the military, girl? She's like, they feed me the same thing every day, and I'm going to love it.
I laughed and said that I could be 130 and still make the best out of being alone. After that, we laughed, we cried, she apologized, and we comforted each other. I think she was just trying to scare you into...
Yeah, she was like, what can I do? How can I stop this?
I'm going to try being mean now to you.
She's like, I'll be bad cop. Shoot, I'm sorry.
Next, it was time to talk to my son. Oh, you're talking to the son before the mom?
Yeah, he's like, you're not going to be able to afford those chips anymore.
Hey, son, I'm not your dad anymore.
Sorry.
He looked so taken aback and then started full on crying.
Aww.
I comforted him, telling that it wasn't his fault and continually apologized to him. After he calmed down, I explained the entire situation to him. He looked embarrassed and tired, and he started apologizing for his mother's action. After a while, he cleared his throat and said, so does this mean you won't be my dad anymore?
Just imagining the 7-year-old going, so does this mean you're not my dad anymore?
What's going on here?
I think he's 9 actually now.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11, something like that.
Yeah. Excuse me, but you're not my dad anymore?
No, you're going to have to work as a newsies for the rest of your life.
Oh, no, extra. My dad's getting a divorce.
I was heartbroken by that sentence and started shedding a few tears.
No, don't look at page 9. Don't look at page 9.
Don't worry, you're going to get him a job lined up like your daughter.
Ignore the name Alan.
I told him that he will always be a son to me, and I would still financially support him even if he cut contact with me.
Wow.
So we'll still be able to get those chips.
I can still get the chips even if you're not my dad anymore?
Low key.
What?
This was the son's fault.
Yeah, it was all for his chips.
It was all, he mentioned he wanted a certain snack, and the mom looked at the grocery bill and said, I'll get it for you, son.
Gotta make some sacrifices.
Oh my God. Oh, he cried and assured me that he wanted me as a dad and expressed that he knew that his mother wouldn't let me see him. I assured him and comforted him. There's probably a way. About 2 hours later, it was finally time to break the news to my wife.
I didn't realize that you went to your kids first. You told your kids you were divorcing your wife before you told your wife?
He went by his favorites first.
That's crazy.
My daughter, my son, now my wife.
Actually crazy. Oh my God.
Imagine getting divorced and you're the last one to know about it in your house.
Oh my God.
No one else is shocked.
I would never get over this if I was the wife.
Well, it doesn't matter because you get divorced now.
Oh my God. Wow.
Devious. I'm just a little pissed you didn't give it a second shot. I support you, but a little pissed by that.
I'm just shocked that you did it this way.
I had both kids present.
Oh my God. Wife, I brought my kids here today. We have to have a family meeting because we're getting divorced. And they already know.
And most of you suggested getting evidence. So my phone was in my pocket recording the entire conversation.
I've called my witnesses. 7-year-old son. Please approach the bench.
I started the conversation off by asking what she had against my daughter. She was dead silent. Before I finally spoke again, saying, I'm divorcing you, so you should start looking for a lawyer. I asked her to explain why she was neglecting and disrespecting my child. At this point, she was crying, but not making any sound. My daughter spoke up and suggested we have this conversation later. I argued against the idea with my daughter until my wife spoke up, and she said she did it because my daughter is the spitting image of her mother. My ex?
That's the whole reason? That's so obvious. Come on, that's been done. That's been done so many times. Choose something new.
We need an original plot here.
Boring.
Wrong answer. What's the real reason?
Yeah.
Obviously, my kids and I were confused, wondering what her looking like her mom had to do with anything. I asked her to explain further, and she started crying. See, why can't we get to this before we decide to divorce?
Yeah. Or actually, well, why couldn't we have gotten to this before we decided to marry?
Shit.
Damn.
I could barely understand her, but apparently she believed I was cheating on her with my ex.
What?
Which is not true. She said I would flirt with her on the phone while laying right next to my wife.
Why are we doing this in front of the in front of the 10-year-old and the 16-year-old? This is weird.
Yeah, which also is not true. Who in their right mind would even do such a thing? She said that the relationship I have with my ex isn't normal. It's probably because her relationship with her ex, it looks very different than OP's relationship with their ex.
Could be. That makes sense.
I do not in any way condone cheating, and I haven't cheated on my wife once.
I haven't done it once.
Once we're done with this story, I think we should read or listen to another one. Where can we do this, Sophia?
You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. After saying that our relationship was normal, she started a full-on berating my ex. Sophia, we got a little bit left here. What are we thinking of the wife?
Oh, yeah, this is over. This is over.
We are so far off in the deep end here.
Yeah, but we've also, yes, your wife is the a-hole for how she's treated your daughter and how she's, treated the family. But you are so weird on how you approached this divorce. So strange. Like, why are the kids so involved? This is so weird.
Kind of weaponized them.
Yeah, he's like, I brought my my lawyers here today. You'll need to get your own lawyer. These ones are mine.
Can't take mine.
Can't take them.
It's a bag of potato chips you can use over there.
I've been bribing them with potato chips.
And this one with food.
Yes.
You don't feed
You
her.
don't feed her. She's just hungry, so she'll do anything. I had her read the whole freaking law code, whatever.
Weird, dude.
Just take the bar exam.
I mean, I kind of get it because your wife put her kid in before your marriage, and then you kind of, at the beginning, he put his kid before her. I didn't like at first where you took your daughter out to eat instead of talking to your wife. I didn't like how you talked to your wife last. It seems like this pattern shows up in different areas in your marriage.
It seems like it's just not a good marriage.
Now, like I said before, my daughter is a naturally laid back and calm person, but she did not condone any type of disrespect toward her mother. She left my wife with a verbal, harmful act so foul that Mike Tyson wouldn't recover from it before stomping off to her room. Dang, so she finally spoke up.
She's like, you will not talk about my mother that way.
If you're wondering if I stepped in, the answer is no. I'm not sorry either. I won't repeat what she said here because I don't want anyone attacking my daughter.
It must have been bad.
Yeah, like that one dude's name in Harry Potter.
Unspeakable.
Conversation basically ended there. I went upstairs to calm down my daughter, and my son stayed downstairs to console his mother. Now they're doing damage control.
Yeah, this is why we don't have our kids in the conversation while we divorce our wife, so that our 10-year-old son doesn't have to emotionally coddle his mom. Like, that was such a bad move on your part.
I'll be taking my wife to court for visitation rights with my son. Oh, you're bringing him too? Great.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking this one.
What do you think about how this went down? I would love to see people's comments on this. I'm giving this a D-.
Bad approach.
Reasoning for a divorce?
Doing the divorce, you didn't do it right.
You missed a few steps. You went out of order. Guys, that's the end of that episode, that crazy, wacky one. So if you love us, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We have some bonus stories that we think you'll enjoy. So stick around because you're already here. So just keep the video going. Just keep it playing, all right? Come on.
My best friend's sister tried to steal his inheritance, so I ruined her reputation.
Dang. You go for the money, and you get caught in the throat.
I, gay, 57 male, have known my best friend Harry, gay, 64 male, for 40 years. He is disabled and his health is deteriorating, but still manages to work from home at a minimum wage job. His partner, Nathan, male, 58, works 30 hours per week, so he can spend a little extra time taking care of the household chores and caring for my friend. We all live in an outrageously expensive city, so the best apartment they can afford to rent is small and a bit of a dump. By the way, this comes from Juvdel, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to r/OKstorytime subreddit. My friend's parents both passed within the last 2 years, and he's been desperately looking forward to the inheritance he's about to get. That, combined with his retirement savings next year, will be enough for him to purchase a moderately decent apartment out in the suburbs where he can spend his retirement years. Probably not many left. Dang. That's tough. Last week, his 2 older sisters, Mary, 69, and Rachel, 67, came to visit him. Rachel is fairly well known as a prominent figure in the environmental movement and has a great reputation as a tree-hugging hippie who has been arrested numerous times for her activism. A very peace, love, hugs, and rainbows kind of woman. Anyway, when they turned up, he thought it would be with notice of his imminent inheritance money. Well, it was, but not in the way he expected. They jointly told him that they had decided that all the family money would go to Rachel and her 3 children. He wasn't sure if they were joking, but still gave them a what the actual heck. Apparently because it was family money and neither he nor Mary had children, then to ensure the money stayed in the family, it should just be passed on to the next generation. He was absolutely shocked and said that it wasn't family money, it was his money, and that he did have family. His partner of 20 years, Nathan. Crap got even worse when they said, yeah, but he's Asian, and when you pass away, he'll just go back to Asia and spend the money on his family. Oh boy, bringing in other problems into this. Oh boy. Remember, this is our family money, they continued. My best friend then rather sharply pointed out the concepts of racism, homophobia, and the law. They got crappy because he wasn't being reasonable and respectful, but he bluntly said that he would sue their butts if they failed to give him even 1 cent short of his third of the money. At that point, they parted on rather bad terms.
Not ideal.
So this is where I come into it. I am a hurt me and you're looking for trouble, hurt my best friend and I will burn your world to the ground kind of guy. It's been almost 2 weeks, and while he's simply refusing to speak to her, I'm still absolutely raging that Rachel is now going back to her life into the political community without anyone knowing what a total B move she tried on my friend. I believe her outrageous behind-the-scenes politics should be publicly known, easily done by messaging her 356 Facebook friends. To me, that would be true justice for her entitlement, racism, and homophobia. Would it be overkill, though? And there is an update, but I don't know. I think they should try to have more conversations in person about this. And I mean, I know they have a little bit, but dang, man. What's the point of having money for the family if the family can't use it? You know what I mean? Like, sure, I guess these future kids can use the money and that's what she's like wanting to have happen. But also, it's like OP is still part of the family. OP and Mary are still part of the family. They deserve to have the money too. They deserve to have a piece of that pie and enjoy it and use it for whatever they need just as much as the other kids, you know? What's the point of having it stay in the family if the family can't even use it and enjoy it and use it for what they need? But I digress. But there is an update, so let's get on into it. Update. Good news and bad news. Mary has switched sides and now supports Harry. As Mary doesn't have children, she's always doted on Rachel's, her nephews and nieces. She's supported them financially, given them great gifts, and even taken them to Europe on vacation. She says that while she did go to his house to persuade him to pass on the money to the children, given that Harry doesn't have kids, he would see reason that it was the right thing to do. She had zero idea that Rachel would go down the give the money to me because you don't have family and Nathan doesn't count because he's Asian road. Mary was horrified, but as she hates confrontation in groups of people, didn't say anything at the time. I think we're all horrified by that. After they left, Mary told Rachel she was completely out of line and now believed that Harry should get his full share. Rachel didn't budge, so Mary phoned Harry to apologize for what happened and said that he now has her full support. As Rachel realizes she can't just demand the money, she's now going to take the legal road instead. She's going to put a claim against his share of the will because he didn't give her any support during the final 4 years while she was the primary carer. Her life, her government careers allowance, both her parents' retirement pensions, full access to their bank account, which she drained of tens of thousands of dollars, financial support from her sister and wealthy son, physical support from the rest of the family when she needed it, and taking well-earned short vacations whenever she needed a break. Wow, what a lucky lady. Oh man. Him, hooked up to dialysis 8 hours per day, organ transplant with 3 months recovery, working at his laptop, sitting in his hospital bed because he can't afford to take time off. Told by specialists never to be more than a 30-minute ambulance ride from a specific hospital, meaning that he can never leave this city, even for a day, for the rest of his life. Not a lot of wiggle room for providing financial or physical support in a small town 500 miles away in a different state. When Rachel informed Mary she would go the legal route, Mary was furious and immediately phoned Harry to warn him. I went to my law firm on Harry's request at 9 a.m. Monday morning. I gave them full details of everyone involved, the properties, all Rachel's financial resources as above, and details of the conversation where she expressed in comments how this is not a change of attitude, but a change of strategy. The lawyers are all set. Their specialty is fighting off these kinds of families trying to steal the inheritance of LGBTQ people.
What?
That's very specific.
That is a very niche law firm. I've never heard of that before.
But I guess it's a bigger problem than...
Dude, imagine finding out that problem and then just making millions of dollars. You ask for like 3% of whatever's saved and then boom, you get it.
You're set. He just smiled and said, "We are going to get him every cent he's owed and bleed her dry in financial costs in the process." That's what you want to hear from a lawyer. So the upshot of it all, Mary is no longer speaking to Rachel and has told the nieces and nephews what their mother is trying to do. Harry says that he will never have anything to do with her again, and she can fry in heck for doing this. I'll take that as permission to go scorched earth nuclear on her after the court case has been settled. I guess in the meantime, I'll move in the shadows. I did send her a message. "Rachel, you seem to have forgotten that Harry has another family member, his best friend of 40 years. While you are trying to take everything from him, I will give everything to protect him. I stole my disabled brother's inheritance because he's gay and has an Asian boyfriend. May get you a cheer at a MAGA convention, but can you imagine how that sentence would sound in our world? Imagine how the 200 people would have reacted if you had got up with a microphone and announced that at your 60th birthday party that I attended. Go down this road and you will lose your brother forever and disgust everyone in your entire extended family, especially your own children. To get to him, you will have to go through me and my law firm. Regards, Harry's pet Rottweiler, Jerry." And there is an update, another update, but dang.
Pride versus family.
That's an impressive clapback. I like that one.
Dude, I'm still impressed with the law firm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was such a lucrative issue. There is another update. I sent that message to Rachel privately with just a veiled threat to go public if she kept pursuing this course of action. The thing with entitled people, though, is that sometimes they are so delusional that they believe that they are the victims. She has now forwarded the message I sent to her to some of our mutual acquaintances, including her own children, to show them what a bee I am. But wait! I point out what a trash can of a sister you are, but you're telling people that I'm the nasty one? So now those people are messaging me to confirm that the letter I sent was real and that the situation is exactly as I made it out to be. I'm simply responding, yes, it's all true. Desperately restraining myself from elaborating any further as I don't want to complicate the situation or encourage more people to get involved. So much for me ruining her life. She seems fairly intent on doing it herself.
Dang.
And there is yet another update.
What do they call that? The self-destruction button? She just went, "Burr!" as soon as she hit the forward button. Self-destruction.
That's so satisfying that she thought that this clapback was going to hurt her.
Nope, he's playing 4D chess without even trying.
Yeah, it just explains perfectly what happened. Got her in trouble. But there is another update. Let's get on into it.
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
I think actions and consequences might finally be hitting home. She replied to my message with, "What a terrible thing to do to me on election day." Wait, that's the worst part of all of this? And she continues, "I understand you care about Harry. Nice. But what you said is inappropriate and untrue. Don't ever send me a message like this again." Let's see. From Rachel's perspective, this is family money, and you don't have a family, so it should come to me. Harry's perspective, I do have family. His name is Nathan, and we've been together for 20 years. Rachel, yeah, but when you pass away, he'll go back to Asia and spend the money on his Asian family, so it should come to me and my family instead. I've known her for 40 years, and I've never heard her say anything remotely like this before. And yes, she truly is a peace-loving, tree-hugging hippie. That doesn't change the fact that I've also known her to always feel entitled. Perhaps she just doesn't realize it because she usually gets what she wants, and people are often happy to give it because she generally is a lovely person.
Tree hugging hippies. I love trees too.
You just cut them up.
Yeah, I'd use them for business. We plant them back. I promise. Yeah. Some of them, unless it's on farm land, unless they make it for farmland or to build a home in the county I'm from.
Interesting.
Because that would be so stupid. You get money off the timber of the land. Why would you cut it and not replant it? Do you not like money? If you're not using the land for anything, you might as well just plant it back and then get a reinvestment in that in 20 years from now. Like, that's stupid.
True businessman over here, ladies and gentlemen. But when this amount of money is at stake and she's told no, I guess she just went into a spiral. Now she thinks that she'll be punishing me by forwarding the message to Harry so that he'll realize what a nasty person his best friend is. I can just imagine the smile on his face when he reads it and his coming response to me, "Oh, you are awful." And that's what I love about you. Add, I didn't respond to her and I don't intend to. She knows where she stands with me now and I have no interest in dealing with her again. Should she go down that road, though, as the saying goes, I'll see you in court. And update number 4. We just got endless updates for you. Oh my goodness. Rachel has crashed and burned. Woohoo! And as I suspected from the start, the one thing she values more than money is her reputation. After forwarding my personal email to a few mutual acquaintances to show them how nasty I am, of course, it then spread like wildfire. Her children immediately messaged Harry and said that they were horrified by her actions and the fact that she had said that she was doing it for the family. They had no foreknowledge of this and assured him that they wouldn't let it happen. They also know how entitled their mother can be, so they knew that I would never make those accusations if they weren't true. The one I'm closest to phoned me up to keep me up to date with the fallout. When questioned by dozens of people if she really was trying to steal her brother's money, Rachel's prepared response was, "No, we had an agreement that if I looked after our parents, he would leave me his inheritance. He landed on that agreement." Then there was a follow-up question. But if he really is disabled and about to become homeless, then why wouldn't you just let him have it anyway? Realizing she was backed into a corner, there was only one way out. Of course I'm going to give it to him. That was all just a misunderstanding.
Uh-oh, backpedaling.
And finally, who is this Jerry and why is he accusing you of being racist and homophobic? She replied, "Yes, he's a friend of Harry's, but he's nasty and a bit mentally unstable. He just concocted all this as a part of his vendetta against me. So all done." She publicly renounced her claim to Harry's money, and although she's refuted the accusations of being racist and homophobic, I have no doubt that they are going to haunt her to the grave. And if a random bunch of people I'll never meet now believe that some random guy on Facebook is nasty and mentally unstable, then so be it. I'll wear it with pride. And guess what? We've got yet another update.
I know this is going to be a Rachel, but can she go any lower? Like,
Yeah, maybe this is just a full 180 and she'll actually come around and be a better person.
I doubt that. Her reputation is too high to do that. How much is at stake here? Do we know how much money OP is going to be getting?
Don't think so. Update number 5. My last post 2 months ago said, "Final update." I thought the whole crap storm was over. I thought I had crushed Rachel and her entitlement, and that Harry was free to live out his life in peace. But apparently, her entitlement is of such epic proportions that she's gone in for another round. It turns out that the B-troll from heck has just been laying low while she went to a financial advisor and has had a lawyer send Harry a detailed account for the money he owes her with a threat to sue if he doesn't. Oh, wow. That's intense, man. That's intense.
Just raising the bar here.
Again, she doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. You can't claim retrospectively that a person made a verbal financial contract with you. So it's not that I'm afraid for Harry financially. It's just that I cannot comprehend the sheer audacity of it. I have never thought of this before because I have never considered what I did was a burden in any way to me. But what this whole incident has done, though, is trigger a repressed grudge I've held against her for over 30 years. Harry and I were roommates back in the 90s. One day, she turned up at our door with her oldest child, male 16. She had great news. She, or more probably Mary, secured him a scholarship in a private school that specialized in computer science. Fantastic. And how fortunate it was that the school just happened to be in the same city that Harry and I lived in. And how that as gay men, we would now get to experience the great joy of raising a child. And then she swanned off on her merry way with her younger children to travel the country and the world. I was only 24 years old, working night shifts as a nurse, and now caring for a teenager during his 2 senior years of high school as well. But I loved it. He was an amazing teen. I've been using that word since I watched AITAH. Yeah. He was very grown up for his age, very responsible, low maintenance, just like having a new younger roommate. Except that I was paying all the bills. Well, sharing half with Harry. Not my kid, not my nephew, but the son of my best friend's sister. I think OP is Harry's boyfriend.
The gay Asian dude.
Yeah, and I think everyone is just calling him the best friend. But I did it without a thought, and even low-key knew that I was doing him a favor by giving him a better chance at the future than his mother could have. At 18, he moved out with some friends, and I was so proud his high school grades were so great that he got a scholarship to a college where he could further his computer science career. And kind of proud of myself too. The year after the teen graduated, Rachel turns up again with next oldest child, female 16. Great news! She got a scholarship to an arts college for her 2 senior years. So it was really just a carry on as usual. A great time with teen number 2. Me never considering for a moment that it was also at great expense. She did really well at high school and then got to do a dream gap year working in Paris and Berlin. Now I've been triggered. Rachel has gone to a lawyer and put this retrospective financial claim for caring for a family member against her brother. But it was her brother and I who looked after her 2 children for 2 years each, working our butts off to cover rent, bills, food, and school expenses while she was living off the Social Security single mother benefit and their father's child support.
What?
That's messed up. Wow. I'm sure they could get a lawyer to fight that.
They have to. They be getting a piece of that cake. Can you sue someone that's on, like, Social Security, though?
Maybe, if you got a really good lawyer. Not for being on Social Security, but probably for, like, you know, making them, like, care for her child while she's getting the single mother benefits, or at least like revoking the single mother benefits, something. I've looked up several government websites last weekend and used the figures to create an Excel spreadsheet. It costs $13,000 a year to raise a teenager. I paid half of that, so that's $6,500. I did that for 4 years, which comes to $26,000. Oh my goodness. And you know what we've been doing for years? Is make full episodes of more stories just like this one. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcast app, and search Storytime. We have so much for you to look at. It's just growing by the hour.
That's right.
But continuing on. So as my update, I got a copy of the letter Rachel's lawyer sent to Harry. I then went to a lawyer myself today and got him to write a letter using literally the exact same words as she did to claim $26,000 with a threat to sue if she doesn't pay. The lawyer was absolutely stunned and said something to the effect of, you know, this is the most ridiculous letter I've written in my entire career, and then I'm going to have to charge you $1,000 for it? I told him it wasn't about the money. It was worth every cent for the satisfaction of imagining the look on her effing face when she opened it. I haven't told the children and never will, as I would never want them to think that they were a burden on me in any way. However, I'm sure now as adults in their 40s, they would be absolutely horrified to know that their mother was using their child support money to travel the world while I raised them. Just as horrified as they were when they heard that she was bullying Harry for his money. I do hope that Rachel takes this as an implied threat to go public, just as I did last time, though. And that is it. Whoa, just ends just like that.
My friend is trying so hard to convince me that my boyfriend is cheating, but she framed him.
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
So I live with Emily, a person I met a couple of years ago. We became friends fast, immediately moved in together last year out of convenience, but have stayed true to our friendship, which has definitely strengthened. My boyfriend is Sam, someone I met around a year and a half ago. We've been dating for just over a year, with our relationship transitioning into a long-distance relationship about 5 months ago because Sam moved for work. By the way, this comes from Friend Conflict 54, and if you want to submit your own stories, please go to r/okstorytime subreddit. So I never thought that there were any issues between Emily and Sam. In our early stages, she was very gracious and seemed to know the perfect balance between socializing with Sam and giving us space. It was only when Sam moved away that she started making little comments about how funny it would be if Sam had a side chick in his new city, or I was actually the side chick and he's gone home to his family. There is no way this is true. Sam has always been an honest and open person, has always mentioned that he quickly shuts girls down if they try to hit on him. And as for the family thing, I helped him move into a small 2-room apartment and not a family home. Sometimes family's just one person. I've always shut this down very quickly whenever family starts on with it. However, recently, she's been taking extra steps to try and make me believe that my boyfriend is cheating on me. She told me over dinner the other day that she had proof that Sam had slid into the DMs of one of her friends and showed me a screenshot of Sam's secret Twitter account hitting on her friend about 9 months ago. This account was not Sam's username at all. And just in case it had been a secret account, I searched the username and it came up with a profile of a 15-year-old boy also called Sam.
Interesting. She has a type.
15-year-old boys. Though I told Emily this, she was insisting that this profile was my Sam, that he was very clearly catfishing using this kid, or that he was Sam's younger brother. Sam has no younger siblings. Last night, she sent me an SOS message saying that there was an emergency, but after rushing home to see what was happening, she said that the emergency was that Sam doesn't have his Facebook relationship on his profile, and that it was obvious he was trying to appear single. Conspiracy theory. Your roommate's trying to get with your boyfriend because she has a job opportunity close to him. The reason his relationship isn't public is because I asked for it not to be. Because I don't believe that my relationship status is everyone's business. We are in a relationship on Facebook, but only privately, and if only I was in a relationship on Facebook. Yet again, I explained this to Emily, but she still tried to argue that he could still be cheating, that I was subconsciously manipulated to keep the status private by him. I really wasn't. I'll clarify here that I've never said to Emily that I think Sam will cheat on me in his new city, because I don't, simply enough. It may have been that she was jealous or wanted him for herself, but she is in a relationship of her own. Her boyfriend of 2 years is over usually 2 to 3 nights a week. I'm definitely going to put her on an information diet regarding my relationship, but should I consider going further? We got an update. What are we doing here? Information diet?
What does she mean by that? Like not sharing information from people? She wants to not share as much information. That's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. It's your life. It's your relationship. That can stay private. Absolutely.
I agree. What is her shenanigans? What is she up to here? I don't understand. Because I thought it was a love thing. She already has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's trying to have a party of 3?
Maybe it's just a power thing. Maybe she's not happy in her own relationship and she thinks that OP is. And so she is upset and wants to get at them or something. Something.
So I don't see any financial gain. I just think Emily's just horny in some way, shape, or fashion. I'm trying to figure out how. Explain to me, Emily.
Unhappy in her relationship.
We're going to get back to the story, but Sam, you have a copious amount of something.
What, John?
X's.
I have like 4 or 5 or 6.
I heard of 6 with a 0
All
behind
right,
it.
that 60 number, comes from somewhere else.
Where does that come from?
It comes from our OK Storytime membership.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Join a club almost as exclusive as Sam's X is. But let's get back to the story.
So I posted a few days ago about my housemate Emily, who had made it her life's mission to try and make me see that my long-distance boyfriend Sam was cheating on me. Or she may be telling the truth. I don't know. Maybe projection, or Sam and Emily cheated on each other and she's trying to like open it up to her without ruining her own relationship. After posting my original post, I sat Emily down and told her that I will not be engaging in conversation with her about Sam at all. She tried to claim that it was all in my best interest to listen to her, but I did rein it in. Drama over. Until it all blew up. I got a very angry message yesterday from Emily's boyfriend calling me every single name under the sun, including homewrecker. I asked him, what the heck is going on here? And he said he knew all about how I'd been cheating on Sam and how I'd convinced Emily to do the same to him. You called that. You called that.
This is bonkers, man.
Emily cheated on her boyfriend. So she's projecting to Emily.
Own mistakes. But it's weird though, because Emily wasn't trying to like tell OP that she was cheating or anything like that. Like it was all about Sam. So the fact that Emily's boyfriend is now mad at OP, like I wonder if it's because like Emily was cheating and then her boyfriend found out or something like that and tried to get at her and she's like, no, it's not me that's cheating on you. It's OP that's cheating on her boyfriend. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It is weird. She's lying though. She's lying.
Oh yeah, about a lot.
Turns out he found out that Emily was on Tinder and was talking to guys and had even met up with a couple of them and done whatever.
Okay, yeah, so that's, I think, what I was trying to get to, but it didn't quite connect yet. She probably found, or he probably found texts or something, or the Tinder on her phone, and then she was like, no, OP just put that on my phone. She wanted me to cheat because she's cheating. And it's like, girl, what?
Because maybe Emily wanted her to think, hey, your boyfriend's cheating. Let me download Tinder so I can check and see if your boyfriend's on there.
This is like self-destructive stuff. And then she's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking everyone with me.
I had no clue she was doing this. Whenever she left the house for night, she always said she was staying at her boyfriend's. I told him no uncertain terms that I had not encouraged Emily to cheat on him, and I was not cheating on Sam. He even tried to claim that Emily had told him that I was getting away with some Tinder guy on a specific evening that I wasn't in the flat. I was celebrating Sam's birthday with him in his city and had the timed and dated photos to prove it. Of course, Emily knew where I really was. I have no clue whether or not her boyfriend believes in me, but I haven't had any other messages from him since. Emily was wailing out my door about 10 minutes later, saying that her ex-boyfriend had gone insane and she'd only cheated because he was abusive. I can't say I saw anything, but I also can't say that this was a definite lie. And she was scared about his reaction, so she said I was involved. She then said I would understand her position if I had broken up with Sam like she wanted me to. I'll admit, that got my attention. I asked what she meant, and she said that she had wanted us both to be free from our partners, but she knew I wouldn't cheat on Sam, so had tried her best to convince me that he was cheating, so I would leave him. She got the door slammed in her face. Even if she did want an escape from her own abusive relationship, her nonstop attempts to persuade me to leave my boyfriend just for her own gain is enough for me just to cut her off. Dude, crabs in a bucket.
Dude, she is just twisting this whole thing. She made a mistake, made some bad choices, and is just trying desperately to change the whole situation to fit her excuses. And it's just getting too complicated to keep up with.
Way too complicated, way too fast. I didn't even wait until Emily woke up this morning to put my plan to move out into action. The landlord has been contacted and is very understanding. We're very close to the end of our tenancy anyways, so I'm breaking my lease. And I'm going to spend the night at a friend's spare room before making my next move. I might write her a goodbye note, but she hardly deserves it. I've been wondering for a while whether or not I should move to be with Sam. I think it's going to be a big part of my decision. And what could be a big part of your day? It's if you go to your favorite podcast platform and search up OK Storytime to find a plethora of stories just like these. And where should they go, Angie?
They should go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime.
We got a little bit left here. Is this the right move? Are we writing her a note?
I think she should write a note. And it should be, bye, B. And then that's it. I think she doesn't need to, I've cherished our time together. I'm very disappointed that you're treating me this way. She could do that, sure. But she could also just be draw a little picture of a certain finger.
Yeah, your favorite finger.
Pick your favorite finger and draw a little picture of it.
Anyways, also a lot of comments in the original post were suggesting that something might had happened between Sam and Emily while he was still living in this area. And she was trying to make me see that without coming clean. I didn't reply to any comments because I know the sorts of responses I would have gotten to, I know he's not cheated on me with Emily. But I do know he didn't. He never contacted Emily privately and was really only friendly to her because she was my housemate. Sam was just as unlikely to cheat with Emily as I was with any of his friends, family, or housemates. I know some of you may still think that he should still have cheated in the future, but I can't definitely say he didn't/won't, but I'm not going to ruin my relationship with what-if style of thoughts. And that's the end of that.
Wow, that's all we got?
That's all we freaking got.